Hello everyone and welcome! I'm Enigmius and this is channel update number 14. It's been a very long time since I've done a channel update. According to what I saw, the last one was August of 2016. It is now December of 2017, which means we've basically been doing the same thing for over a year. Kind of scary when you think about it. There's some very significant changes headed the way of my channel in the immediate, near, and almost near future. And I just wanted to kind of give you guys an opportunity to get up to speed. But first and foremost, this is a great opportunity to wish all of you folks out there a very safe and happy holiday season. It's just a few days before Christmas, and then there's a week, and then there's New Year's. I'm going to be taking a little over a week off from making videos, and I'm very excited about the prospect of being able to sit down and do whatever I want to do and not have to worry about whether or not I'm going to get another video out in time. And by in time, I've been trying to keep a schedule of every couple of days to have one out. And the larger the project, the harder it is to do that sometimes, because there's certain things that have to be done before I can start recording the next episode, and the longer it takes to do that, the longer it is between episodes. One of the things that you've already noticed, and probably already drawn the appropriate conclusion, is that we're going to be starting a new series for a game called Avorion, which is very, very similar to Empyrion, which was quite similar at the time to Space Engineers in a lot of ways, not every way, but a lot of ways. And now we're making that next step into a new game because it's time. We're 209 episodes in on Empyrion. We've been doing it for over a year. The nice thing about this situation is that I'm not feeling like I'm leaving the game because the developers are doing a poor job, which is not something that I've always been able to say. This is a case where simply I feel like I've exhausted what the game will allow me to do, and there's an opportunity to move to something that will allow me to do more. And whether or not that's a good choice or a bad choice, it's hard to say. The interesting thing about it is that even though they're different games, the things that I'm doing in Empyrion are going to carry over in some ways, at the very least, to what I can do in Avorion, plus extra things. So even if you don't play Avorion, if you play a voxel builder, there will be relevant things to look at, regardless of what's going on. The thing that I'm most excited about with Avorion so far is the way that you can scale the blocks on multiple different axes. So we're no longer restricted to 90 degrees, 45 degrees, and 22.5 degrees. We can basically come up with whatever sizes and shapes we want, which I think is absolutely fantastic. A little bit mind-boggling, and certainly exciting, having the opportunity to do that. Before we do that, however, before we make the jump to the new game and get started in earnest in that category, I want to make sure that I do what I said I was going to do with the discovery build that we're doing in Empyrion, which is, at this point, finishing off the interior of the small saucer ring. I just released an episode today showing a little bit of experimentation with the paint and the textures and the lighting in the hallways of that area of the ship. But in addition, we have the main hull section that I wanted to do at least a little bit, just kind of get things started. I wanted to get some windows in place, experiment with the lighting so that we can try and get the windows showing that light from outside, that really kind of dramatic appearance. And the nacelles, I wanted to get all of the equipment that we need into the nacelles so that the ship can start to move around, even if it's very, very slow and almost painful to maneuver. It's very important that I get that done. And then once all of those things are done, then I can release the blueprint and people can do, like I say, whatever they want with it. They can goof around with it for half an hour and never use it again. They can finish it to their liking. They can renovate it. Once the blueprint goes up, it's up to the individual what they want to do with it. So that's going to be our priority before we move to Avorion. I'm not going to be doing the two side by side because I think that's pushing it. Heading into the new year, and particularly in the spring, we're going to be branching the kind of content that I'm offering on the channel. Specifically, right now, even though it's all gaming content, what I've been doing is largely building things and the creative aspect of design and all of that other stuff. I've been doing very little actual gameplay. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I've been doing the kinds of things that I've felt like I wanted to do with the gaming content that I had on my channel. But I came up with an idea a little while ago that I don't have to limit myself exclusively to the gaming angle. I can design and build and show off things in sort of a real world kind of scenario as well, and do them sort of alongside one another. So the common thread will be that we're creating things in various different environments. We have the 3D gaming world environment in space, building ships and whatever may lead from that. And then we'll have a variety of different things that we'll be building in the real world, not necessarily large things. We're not talking about building a shed or a house or anything like that. But I've got some projects in mind. I'm just finishing the process of getting tooled up to do that, and there's just a surprising amount of stuff that I needed to get things started properly and kind of offer. Hopefully, what I'm aiming for is the kind of quality that's going to differentiate my channel from a lot of the other people who are just kind of approaching it as sort of like the long-term hobby appeal. So I'm being specifically vague about what I'm going to be doing, because I think it would be a little bit unfair to start talking about plans and then change them before we even get started. So if you're interested in things, making things outside of the game world or inside of the game world, the whole idea is that come springtime, you'll have an opportunity to see a little bit of both on the channel, represented in a way that's I'm hoping is just interesting, very light, not super heavy, not into the crazy technical stuff, but at the same time very thorough in certain categories, certain things that we might want to talk about, go into a certain amount of detail that you might not necessarily have considered on your own, just for the sake of satisfying curiosity. And that will be kind of the theme going forward. So like I say, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of changes happening. Once we're done with the Discovery build in Empyrean, we won't be doing any more Empyrean. It's been my practice in the past to try not to close the door on any one game whenever I've decided to move on. And the number of times that I've actually stopped playing a game and then gone back to it, I think amounts to 0 at this stage of the game. So just for the sake of letting people know and being absolutely clear, once we stop with Empyrean, we won't be going back. And like I say, it's not because I'm unhappy with Elion, it's not because I think they're doing a poor job, it's simply because I've got other things that I want to be doing and I can't do it all at once. So I'll be offering another channel update when we get closer to the time when we're doing the real world stuff, and we can talk a little bit about the kinds of things that we'll be doing and the things that you can look forward to. In the meantime, we've got I would say 2 or 3 more episodes of Empyrean left to go that I will be releasing starting early in the new year, talking about January 2nd, 3rd kind of thing. We're not going to be going very, very far into the new year. I just want to take a little bit of time to myself and relax and enjoy, and then we'll be on to Ivorian. So if you have any comments, suggestions, ideas, feedback, feel free to leave them below. I've kind of made up my mind in terms of what I'm going to be doing, but that doesn't mean that someone isn't going to have an idea that really kind of sticks with me and makes sense and changes what that would be. So I don't want to offer the opportunity to offer suggestions with the idea that I'm a blank slate and it'll probably be implemented. But if you've got something that's really kind of interesting that you want to share, suggestions, ideas, whatever, feel free to do that. Otherwise, as I said, have an absolutely fantastic, relaxing, enjoyable holiday season. And when next you see me, the discovery will be a little bit farther along, and new things will be very much on the horizon. So thanks for watching, everyone, and take care.